Hey, welcome back to my Rug Hook and Talk show. So welcome. Anybody new coming on, just watching? My name is Annette, and I started a little talk show for us rug hookers out there that don't have a group, or you're housebound, or you just kind of prefer hooking alone, but you would like a little company and some Rug Hook and Talk. Then this is your show. So glad you can be here. And just making I made a little cup of hot orange spice tea, and by Bigelow, and it is awesome. It's so good you don't even need to put any sweetener in it. It's herbal, there's no caffeine, and it's good. It's about 3 o'clock over here, and yeah, it's just a nice time to just sit and have something warm. So today, I'm just, continuing to hook on my geometric, and I'm hoping you're enjoying working on your rug. If you've been able to hook, it's getting kind of busy now this time of the year. The holidays are approaching. So, yeah, lots of times we have to put it down and kind of, just let it sit there for a while until we can get back to it after the holidays. But what's nice about rug hooking is you don't have to worry of where you stopped or where should I start here or did I start there? It's that kind of craft. So if you're a rug hooker, you know what I'm talking about. It's really a very easy craft to pick up and put down. And if you're new to rug hooking, and then you will learn that very quickly also, that you could put it away for a month and it's still there waiting for you when you come back, or if you've been sick or, just out of your rug hooking mode. And that happens, so don't feel bad. That's happened to me probably twice. So you get back into it and you get inspired, and the best way to get back into rug hooking after kind of like a season off is to just read books. I love reading my rug hooking books. Go over the very first ones you've gotten, because guess what? Rug hooking books don't go out of style, so to speak. Looking at them and seeing the beautiful designs, that never goes out of style. We always love to look at rugs. And you know what? The older the better. And so yeah, and if you don't have any rug hooking books, well, guess what? If you're in probably from the Midwest to the East Coast, the weather's getting really cold now and snowy and not so pleasant to be outside. This is probably the best time to start grabbing your books off of Amazon, or eBay has some good prices. And yeah, just go for it and hunker down and read your books, and you'll get a new flash of inspiration. That is so good. A little different, something a little different. I know I've showed this to you in the past in one of my earlier shows. I'm not sure if I got in depth with it, but it's Color Your Own American Folk Art Paintings. Okay, these are very old paintings that are famous. And you know what? I believe that you can use them because they're so old. Yeah, it's so old, these paintings in here, that some of the artists are unknown. So they would be free to use. So, but my point is, I'm just going to show you really quickly. They make great rug hooking designs, and you can enlarge this. So how cool is that? And some of them, let me show you one here that I really, really liked. I mean, here you've got something like this. This is a great rug hooking design. It even comes with its own border. So it doesn't get easier than that. But there was one in here, and I loved the border on it. Let's see. And you know what? You can use parts of these. Just parts. I mean, if you wanted to put a bird in your picture or a feather, I mean, you could use whatever element on here that you wanted to. You could do that. Let me try to get to it. It was not far. This was one of the rugs that's on my Rug Hooking Talk Show, video 6. I didn't use it at the time. This was not the inspiration. It was just I seen a picture, the painting, and I took it off of there. But it's in here, so you could actually use it. Let me get to it. Sorry. Here it is. Okay. And I'm just saying because I'm sure you've seen borders like this on other hooked rugs, but I just thought this was a really pretty picture. I mean, obviously this is very involved. It would be a pictorial, but I mean, just elements of this, just the idea of this pretty border all around, I just thought was a really nice element to use for hooking a rug. And obviously there's other pictures in here. And if you were into doing some sort of old world stuff, they've even got the color plates right here to match it. So you don't even have to think of what color would this be, what color would that be. You could do a reproduction rug of an American folk art painting, which I think is cool, and I'd like to do one. So just wanted to share that with you. And these are the Dover books. So go at it. Dover's got some great stuff. Marilyn shared also a bunch of titles, so I'm going to look into those because after 2015, I'm not buying anything for rug hooking, and I'm going to stick to it just because I want to kind of, you know, just like I said, honor those people who went before us and who hooked using the most simplest of tools and had to really use their imagination, and that's the task that I want, is to be able to use my imagination a little more in my rug hooking and see what can I make out of what I have. Now granted, I do have a lot in my stash, and I'm sure other rug hookers would say, gee, she really doesn't, but you know what? It's all relative. I never had anything, so what I have now is a lot. And I'm sure there are others out there who have way more than me. But my point is not how much you have or what, you know, what's available, is I just want to not add and see, let my imagination and my creativity really kind of prod me along to get my next rugs done and see how many I can create in 2015 without adding anything to it. The only thing I would buy is used stuff at the thrift store. I will not buy anything new, and I won't even pay full price at that. I'm going to be super cheap. So, so that being said, just wanted to share that with you. And I have one more thing I wanted to share before I do a little hooking. And it's almost time to start dinner. I love rug hooking, and you know that, and that's why I did the show, and I hope to inspire others to rug hook too. This wasn't just about me getting a group of people together. That is the ultimate bonus and lots of fun, and it fuels me so I can keep doing this. But I just love rug hooking. I really do. I love it. I think it's a great hobby. I want to inspire others to try it. If you're lacking something in your life that you want something, you know what, this fills a great big void of a lot of things. Friendships, socializing, or not socializing, and you don't want to be socializing, you want to do something alone and creative and quiet, this is it. And you get to have a lot of fun. The hunt, you know I'm all about the hunt. I love that. So there. That being said, my first and craziest love for a hobby would be rug hooking. After that, it would be obviously books, so it goes hand in hand with rug hooking. And I love food. I love food. I took many classes in baking down in New York City when I was about 18, 19 years old at the New School, and I was lucky enough to have some great teachers. And so one of my loves is food, as are many. We have to eat it, so it might as well be really good. But I recently was on a trip, and I was lucky enough to just happen to go to a movie, and it was The 100-Foot Journey. So if any of you haven't seen this movie, I absolutely recommend it. It is awesome. You will want to own it. I love it. I got it in the mail today from Amazon. It was a pre-order. Thank you, because it got here before 2015. And the order was in, so I'm all safe with that. I did order 2 more rug hooking books that won't be here. They were pre-ordered in 2015, and they won't be here till probably early 2015, maybe from January to April. So after that, I'm going to have to wait. But those 2 books will be coming in, and one is Deanne Fitzpatrick's new book, and another one was a modern twist on Hooking Primitive Rugs. I forgot the name offhand, but I could always look it up if anybody's interested and wants that information. And drop me a comment, and I will post it on Rug Hooking Daily. So that being said, Helen Mirren is in this, and some actors that I don't know, I've never seen, and I absolutely fell in love with all of them and the story. And I never read the book. It was a book, but you know what? Once you see this, you're just going to love it. It's such a beautiful, really fun. It envelops a lot of stuff in here, so you will love this movie. Okay, great. You know, and that's it for my little sharing of my favorite items with you. So that being said, I'm going to start doing a little hooking. And I won't put on my light because then it kind of drowns out. So I'm trying to see if you can kind of get a really good picture of the rug as I'm hooking over here. Let's see. If I can get a little closer. There we go. How's that? Is that a little better? Can you see a little bit? Okay. Not that you have to see my rug. I mean, it's just kind of fun to kind of, I like to see the progress. I actually enjoy watching other people hook, and so, I mean, obviously I don't get that opportunity, but on a few videos that I've been able to see, you watch other people hook, and it's just like a nice kind of thing to see. I don't know why, but, and every little loop is one loop closer to the finish line. And that's what we ultimately strive for. But you know what's nice about rug hooking too is, yes, finishing the rug is always the grand finale. Getting that binding, that last stitch on the binding done, and you're done, and you can use it, lay it on the floor, admire it, hang it on your wall, give it away. It's a gift. Sell it. Whatever you do with your rugs is all good. And but what's nice about rug hooking, when I sit and think about it, is everything's good about it. I mean, hunting down the fabrics and just planning designs in your head and seeing things that could be a design. It's all so, you look at the world differently, and you look at the world with a different set of eyes, where everything has the potential to be something beautiful. So I kind of like that about rug hooking, I mean, you can take even the drabbiest colors and turn them in to something really beautiful. I mean, when you think of what those women did stuck over here. When you think of what the women did before us, or men, I'm not sure who hooked the rugs, but I'm sure most of them were at home, were women. It's amazing just how simple a design. And you know what, even though the design might not have been pretty, the beauty of that rug was the handiwork in it, and the fortitude to complete it, using probably, very crude tools to, carry it out. But the fact that they reused something else and turned something else into something so practical and useful, and then eventually into something beautiful by just the very simpleness of the designs. Maybe it might not have been a lot of color, or it might have been just a tiny spot of red for one little flower in that rug, but all of a sudden you could see that the woman or man who hooked that rug still had an intention to create something beautiful. And that to me is just, oh my gosh, you know what? That's what it's all about, is to look at something and see something in there that makes you feel good about anything, about your day, about your life, about the world we live in, about anything. It's so cool to see that all through rug hooking. And it's a simple craft, and that I think is the most appealing, is how simple this craft is to carry out. I mean, you just can't. That's it, you're pulling up a loop of wool, for crying out loud. It doesn't get any better than that. It's so simple, you don't have to think about it. I mean, gosh, and it's just, where you put that little loop and what color you make it can change the whole dynamic of that rug. It's like It's a beautiful thing. That's all I'm going to say. It's a beautiful thing, rug hooking. So if we could inspire others to rug hook and add this beautiful dynamic to their life, and like I said, creating something pretty and something useful and something decorative and ultimately something beautiful and artful and artsy, it's all good. It's all good. It makes everything just a little nicer in your day, don't you think? This tea is odd. It feels like it almost tastes sweeter the longer that tea bag sits in there. So it's one of those tea bags, like go for it. You don't have to pull it out. Don't worry about that. Okay. I'm at a little corner on the frame where it's starting to get a little difficult because my hand doesn't have access to it very easily. So if you see me kind of struggling here, that's what it is. I probably should move this, but if I can just get past this little section, I probably won't have to. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do the next show is just pull this rug off. I'm going to have the diamonds counted. And I know this is like, why is she doing this? Well, you know, because this is a geometric and there's not much excitement in the rug. Like I said, it's just enjoying the process of this. But I think what I'm going to do is count the diamonds and just see how many diamonds I have completed and just keep a little tally just to make it a little bit more interesting for me. So that's all. And it also gives everybody an idea out there of what kind of progress I'm making on this. So that's just something I'm adding to my little rug hooking journey here with this rug. And it's all good. It's all good. That's my saying. And I'm sticking to it. So yeah, next year I think I'd like to be working on this time of the year a holiday themed rug. Whether it's something with Christmas, I ultimately would like to. I've mentioned this before. I ultimately would love to have a holiday rug. Something that I can just take out that's, you know, rolled up and put away with all the Christmas and holiday gear and decorations, and just pull it out and kind of see it and, you know, and then tuck it away. So, I mean, obviously it'll only be out for about a month, a few weeks, and then get tucked away again, but that would be kind of neat, you know, just almost like getting a little gift each year from that rug, and just admire it, and that's it. It gets put back. So something to think about. You know, we put everything else out kind of seasonally, and I was thinking it would be nice to have a rug that for each, you know, season, put something out that kind of, you know what, hey, it gives you an excuse to hook a lot of rugs. That's basically the point of this conversation. There's good rationale here. You can hook away and hook away and hook away. And there you go. It's all justified. That's it. So, okay. Well, this show isn't going to be long today because I've got a few dozen things I still have to get done. But that being said, I just want to thank you for joining me. And if you are new in joining us here, please check out rughookingdaily.ning, a great website by Heidi Wolfrat out of, I believe, Canada. And she has put up this great website, and rug hookers from all over the world get together and chat and learn and share. And obviously the best thing is the camaraderie that happens on the website, and seeing everybody's beautiful rugs, and just enjoying that because they're beautiful, and that's always a good thing to have in your day. So I just want to thank you. Thank you for joining me and being part of our group for today. And please come back. Please subscribe. Please drop a comment if you like the show, so I know to keep going on with them. I don't want to keep doing this if I'm actually boring you and you don't want to rug hook anymore. So that is not my goal. Ask a question. I'll be more than happy to try to answer it for you. And stay well and happy hooking. Till we meet again.